Millionaires and billionaires could fund so much more of the UK's essential infrastructure if we didn't try and tax them so much. I know a millionaire who bought £2 million worth of Apple shares in 2014. He has obviously made a huge profit on those in terms of how much the share price has appreciated and also due to the change in the currency. At the end of 2024, this millionaire wanted to sell his Apple shares as they went past $250 per share. This is because he's a savvy guy, he's a savvy investor, and he thought that at that price the shares were overvalued. However, he did not sell those shares because he didn't want to pay the 24% capital gains tax on all the profits that he'd made. So he held on to those shares. Since December 2024, Apple share price has gone down and HMRC has got zero tax out of him. Compare that to my recommendation that we offer millionaires and billionaires a heavily reduced rate of capital gains tax when they sell foreign assets if they then invest into affordable housing in the UK. In this example, he would have sold £30 million worth of Apple shares and made £28 million profit. He'd then be charged 5% capital gains tax on that £28 million. So HMRC would have received £1.4 million in capital gains tax. However, he then has to invest 95% of the remaining amount into affordable housing, which gives us $27,170,000 for affordable housing. I would have preferred to sit down with a multimillionaire, offer him a compelling investment opportunity and raise money that way instead of taxing over 11,000 people working full-time earning a minimum wage £2,486. Think, if we'd done that, how much would all those people earning the minimum wage appreciate having an extra £2,486 in their bank accounts? A lot. This is the downside to people just blindly screaming, tax wealth, not work, and then just demanding that tax rates on assets are increased because they're not contemplating the opportunity cost. They're not thinking about the behavioral response, which means you actually get less tax revenue and therefore have to tax working people on low incomes. Then think of the other part of the opportunity cost. France has a capital gains tax level of 19%. Think how many French people who had shares in LVMH that they bought 5 or 6 years ago. How many of them would want to come to the UK, spend lots of money, and then sell those assets and then invest in UK affordable housing? So I see this way as a great way of attracting people with foreign assets to come to the UK, sell their foreign assets, and then we get them to fund the essential infrastructure that we need that benefits people on low incomes. So keeping taxes at these ridiculously high levels in some ways leads to lost tax revenue. When anyone mentions about cutting tax rates, instead of thinking, how do we make up for the lost tax revenue by cutting taxes, we should be thinking, what opportunities to generate more tax revenue are we creating by cutting taxes?